Listen up.
It's the number one voice of the tri-state. I'm number one. It's Cooking Up 215. So let the show begin.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is Cooking Up 215, where we get you up close and personal with your favorite artists, entrepreneurs, shakers, and move makers. And we got somebody real major in the building right now. We got Tone Bar, the community activist.
What's going on, bro? How you? Pleasure.
It's a pleasure to be sitting with you, my brother. You outside, you making changes.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, I'm talking that real change. You know, that change we truly need in our city.
Yeah, I'm what you like to call a credible messenger.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Because where we come from, you need to see people that look like us,
right,
talk like us. You know what I mean? You can feel the things that we're going through, because if you can't, then ain't no validation behind that. So
yeah, it don't hit the same.
No, it don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
It's like a commercial. It don't really mean nothing to you, because it ain't from somebody that means something to you.
Exactly.
Somebody that's like you.
If you wasn't never hungry, how can you, you know what I mean, feel what we're going through?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's why I said, like, I'm what you call a credible messenger. We all are, though. You know what I mean? And if you're not from the environment, you're not from the community, then you're not going to feel the pain that we're going through. So it's really time for some real people to step up, do some real things for our community.
That's a fact, man. And I think you do it in the best way possible, because I don't want to say it's in a way it hasn't been done before, because I don't know. You know, everybody has took their chances and tried to make the change while they could. Right. But I feel like, you bring a lot of influencers, incredible people to the table. Right. You fly guy, you know what I'm saying? You got your own history. It's like you speak to the young boys in every way possible. Right. You know what I mean? Where they could never, why you know what I mean? Why should we listen to Tone? Like, you know what I mean?
It took me a long way to get here, though. You know what I mean? Like, my road to where I'm at right now, it was never, ever, like I never thought I'd be, like, a community activist. You know what I mean? At first, it came up, I had hoop dreams.
You wanted to play ball?
Yeah.
Oh, so you really be balling. I seen you did like the celebrity games and all that. Yeah.
See, but I'm washed up right now. But it started with the hoop dreams. Yeah. You know what I mean? Then the hoop dreams didn't work out. Then it took a path that I became a funeral director. So, you know what I mean? Like, I was a licensed funeral director until I got arrested. When I got arrested, I lost my license, but I was still doing funerals. Okay. And that's what kind of turned me into doing, you know what I mean, the community work, because I've been doing more and more young janazas. More and more young janazas. Every other day it's a young janaza, young janaza, young janaza. And then it became, I'm burying sisters. It wasn't just I was burying brothers, I was burying sisters that was getting caught up with gun violence.
Young sisters?
Yeah, Jeez. young sisters. And on top of them getting buried from the violence, they was committing crimes too. Right. You know what I mean? So how I really, it was just like the nail on the head was like, I buried a young sister. I got a call that's saying, all right, well, she got shot in the face. So I'm preparing my people, like, all right, we got a gunshot victim. When we got her, she didn't get shot in her face. Her boyfriend took a sledgehammer and bashed her face in. And her daughter is the one who found her. Wow. Yeah, so her daughter found her in the crib. So I'm like to myself, like, damn, what are we doing as a community for the young sister who found her mom like this? Right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, well, let me work with some people and see what we can do. And from there, I just jumped head first into the game. You know what I mean? And I ain't have no manual or nothing to say, all right, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. I was just networking with different people. Right. Different people, with different organizations and stuff like that. And the first sister I sat down with was Dr. Movita Johnson. Okay. She just gave me the game on, like, how this whole community stuff worked. You know what I mean? And then from there, I just started making different alliances with different people that I thought was credible enough to say, all right, well, let's get this work done. Because for a while, they was throwing out all that grant money that a lot of organizations, you know what I mean, to stop anti-violence and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know
and everybody and their mom was going to go get 501(c)(3)s and all of that.
Exactly. So it kind of watered the game down, you know what I mean? And
people was doing it to get that grant money, but wasn't really trying to put no real work in the city.
There you go. And then it's easy to work with kids that's already on the straight and narrow. But if we want to be impactful, we got to grab the kids that's, you know what I mean,
that's really in the
streets. Exactly. And that's why I say it takes credit, because the average person just can't walk up to one of these young boys and say, yo, let me grab you, you know what I mean? Let me do X, Y, and Z with you. Let me try to steer you in the right path. Yeah. Because First of all, you gotta have patience dealing with the young boys. The first thing, if you ain't talking what they want to hear, they're gonna say, "Fuck out of here, old head." Yeah. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
he gonna play you.
Exactly. And that's the first thing. If you don't catch their intention just like that, they're gonna shoo you off. I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, what you got for me? Fact. You know what I mean? And if you ain't got no real game for them, bro, like, you speaking on deaf ears.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So, last year, the city of Philadelphia awarded me with my very own day. I was very, very happy.
We're gonna get in all that. Don't give them all the game yet. You know what I mean? Let's right now. I want to get, like, you know, because I know everything you've done. So we're gonna talk about everything you've done in the community, what you're doing right now in the community. I want to help them understand who Tone Bar is. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Okay. I want to really get into you a little bit. So, you know, like you said, you got booked with your situation. You got released, what, like 2014?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So what happened? What was you booked for originally?
So back then, I would have said somebody set me up.
Okay.
Now I was like, all right, well, that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Getting arrested was the best thing that ever happened to me. Well, one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Right.
Because it gave me a chance to find myself.
How long did you sit down?
Only had to do a year.
Okay.
That was good enough for me.
That's all it takes sometimes. I tell them that, though. I say that shit because, you know, you get some dudes that get a dime or that do a dub, and then you get brothers that do a year, and they make vicious change. But I'm like, you don't only need to sit down but so long to understand that this shit ain't where it's at.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
After a day, I was ready to tell the judge, I'll be good. You know
Send me back,
get me out of here, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't what I was used to. You know what I mean? Like, here it is for 10 years straight, I was ripping and running, but I was under the radar.
Right.
Under the radar. And you know what I mean? Like, they always tell you, all right, get money, but they never tell you what to do with it. So here it is, I'm getting all this money and just doing all the wrong things with it. You know what I mean? I mean, one time, bro, I did the dumbest shit. I went to the car dealership. You know how they do in the rap videos. They got the pile of money. I went to the dealership with a pile of money. Boom, put it on the table. I felt this small afterwards. The lady said, I'm not counting that. You know what I mean? Like, bring me a cashier's check back. I'm like, no, well, I thought they do this. Like, this ain't the rap video. This is real life.
Real life.
You know what I mean? So just different changes that I had to go through. But getting arrested and then being around real good men that set me down and said, listen, you got 2 college degrees. What the hell you doing in here?
Damn.
Most niggas can't even read or write. You know what I mean? And I'm helping young boys read and write letters home to their mom. You know what I mean? Who actively out shooting, but they can't even read or write.
Right.
You know what I mean? So by trade, I'm a natural nerd by heart. That's before anything. I love to read. I love to write. Like, people really don't even really know that side of me. Like, I'll sit and I'll devour a book.
And a lot of us are. It's just the way we come up. You know what I mean? You get taught to suppress that nerd side of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, I'm a nerd too. Like, when I was a young boy, the glasses, all that shit. I was smart. I liked astronomy. You know what I mean? Heavy in the stars and the planets and all that. But listen,
they teach you in our society, being smart, you a nut.
Right.
You only cool if you play ball, you fucking a lot of bitches, you getting money, you know what I mean? But
all the wrong shit.
Exactly. Exactly. So I always suppressed that side of me. You know what I mean? Like, I never let nobody know that how smart I was, all the good grades I was getting. It was cool for me, I mean, to show them, like, I get an A, and I try to make it just something else, a B or some shit like that, so people can be like, all right, well, you know what I mean, he cool, let him be with us and shit like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they never pushed the good narratives. It's always the fucked up shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, that's where I come from, like, that element.
I can't remember where I had the conversation. I was like, they really bamboozled this to the T. Like, I'm talking, like, to the core. Like, I don't even, we try to blame it on rap, we blame it on this, but, you know, it'd be other people with bigger plans that really put this shit together, and they really did a good job, because we really do glorify everything else. Right. All the real shit that really make you cool, we really play it to where as though that's not that. Right. You know what I mean?
I laugh. I tell this story now, but I went to University City High School, which was down the bottom with 36 in Filbert. They knocked it down now. But coming from an inner city high school, we had to take like the SATs to get into college. So at that time, I think a perfect score was a 1600. I scored a 1480 on my SAT.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And I had a full scholarship to go to the University of Penn. I was in National Honor Society. I was in something called Philadelphia Futures. I was in something called Upper Bound. Always suppress how smart I was so I can just fit into everybody else. I always dumb my situation down so I can fit in with my homies and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I tell that story now because if I can tell myself what I was back in the day, like, yo, bro, you really can be something different. Here it is, coming from University City High School. I got a full scholarship to go to the University of Penn on the academic, not from playing ball, just from checking marks off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly. So
just from knowing the answers. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and, you know, I don't want to talk about regrets, but that's one of the things that I regret in life, you know what I mean, not taking advantage of that scholarship to University of Penn.
But you said you still got 2 degrees. So when did you go get the degrees?
So I went to CCP for a while, bullshitted there forever. I was a fucking lifetime student at CCP. I was a lifetime student at CCP, bro. So I went to CCP, wound up leaving that joint. So I went to a mortuary school in Jersey, and I got 2 college degrees over there. I got a degree in chemistry, and I got a degree in mortuary science.
Damn, so that's how you end up being a funeral director?
Exactly.
That's hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't think people know that they got, like, you know, classes like that.
And that shit is hard.
It's hard?
Yeah, because like I said, you coming from a public school, they're not teaching you about anatomy and physiology. They're not teaching you about microbiology, you know what I mean, pathology, embalming, like shit, like words that was like 18 letters long. I'm like, come on, like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so that shit was hard as fuck, bro.
But you did it.
Yeah, but I almost flunked out too because I wasn't applying myself. So my first year there, I was in, went to that school was pretty much like an all white school.
Right.
And I was in class just bullshit, not taking the shit serious. And just wasting money and just wasting my time till the dean of the school came to me like, yo, look around, bro. He's like, you the only, he didn't say bro, he was like, look around. You the only black person really in here and you proving them right. It took a white person to sit me down and say that. So that when he told me that, he actually sat me down and really taught me how to like actually study. Because before I would just go through stuff and just go off my natural ability. All right, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. But he actually took the time with me and gave me some game on how to actually study. Yeah,
how to really learn information.
Exactly. So once I started actually like studying the embalming and I got entrenched with it, just dove right into it and started loving it. Then once you learn how the body work, the body like heal itself of everything. You know what I mean? It's the chemicals and stuff that we put in it. It just shuts out.
That stops everything. Yep. I've been getting into that lately too. You know, with the watermelon diets and all that shit. Learning how your body can really heal itself. But I wanted to talk about what you said. The fact that somebody had to teach you how to study. Is we go through school, like all the way high school. I feel like that's where I fucked up in college because I didn't know how to study. Right. I really don't know. You know what I mean? My mom used to help me study with my vocabulary. That's probably the most closest thing I got to learning how to study, where I wrote the word 5 times, you know what I mean? Right. Write each word 5 times each, and that shit probably was repetitive enough to where though it stuck with me, but I was sitting down with my son and my daughter, you know, they're in there straight A's and B students, you know, my daughter, she top of her class type vibes, but I'm like, yo, y'all don't know how to study. Like, that's your problem. So every time when you get in a subject that's not your best, you not really studying. You read over the shit one time and you think you're retaining that information, but why don't we know how to study? Why do we leave school and don't know how to study?
It's not taught to us how to really study.
That's the problem.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not taught to us. Like, they go over it and they don't make it interesting for us. You know what I mean? And then you got to be willing to actually retain the information. True. You know what I mean? So it's like, all that shit plays in part, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just sit in front of a book and just start reading stuff because you're going to lose track. Right. You know what I mean? Like, if it's really not nothing that you really want to sit down and
start daydreaming.
Exactly. You're going to start daydreaming about something else. You know what I mean? Then you forget what you read right here. You know what I mean? Then you go back here, you start mixing and piecing stuff together and it don't work out. Yep. You know what I mean? So it was a real good situation that he actually sat down and took his time to show me how to study and be a productive student, because I was on the road to just flunking out, and
it's crazy he cared to even do it though. You know what I mean? They always act like, you know, they not out there to help us. There's some good ones, you know, some people that want to see you succeed.
For sure.
That's dope.
For sure.
So 2014, you get out your situation. What do you do after that when you first come home? This is when you go start working at the funeral home and all that stuff?
So if I'm being honest, I was like, yo, I'm going back to the block. You know what I mean? Because the phone, I had started my phone situation rolling. I gave my phone to my man when I was locked up, said, all right, here, take this. Right. You know what I mean? And when I come back.
Backfire.
But I was fortunate enough that I was in a work release program when I was in prison at David Dodge in Glen Mills. So I was the first person that they hired from Glen Mills, from the work release program. So they gave me some structure. So when I came home, I was busy. So I really couldn't tap into my phone like I wanted to. Right. You know what I mean? So my man still had my phone. And I wanted to impress them, so I was always there early. And then I always worked late, so I really didn't have enough time to go back to the phone. And the phone was making way more money than I was at
the job.
Exactly, but I just didn't feel like circling right back. Because when I was in, I seen people come home, they go right back. Come home and go right back. So I didn't want to be that boy like, damn, you just got out. You right back in the joint and shit. You know what I mean? So I was blessed enough to have a resource where they took an opportunity on me. So I didn't want to even let them down because they took an opportunity on me. You know what I mean? So that was a good situation. I came home with resources. And my wife played a part in that too. You know what I mean? Like I came home, we was in a different situation, living wise. You know, we wasn't back in the neighborhood. We moved to like a little county little joint. Okay. You know what I mean? And it was cool that I was out the way for a little bit. Right. Yeah, so like that was good.
You start feeling that life. You start feeling like I could do this.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So
you get a taste of it, it'll keep you straight.
Exactly.
You ain't got to dream it no more. You down there here, you like, all I gotta do is stay straight.
Right, exactly.
And not fuck up.
Bro, it felt good. You know what I mean? Like I came home like, damn, we got a garage. You know what I mean? Like,
that's different.
Yeah, so it was good, bro. It was real good.
Because people don't even know too. Like it's something about when you come home, right, and you understand like all the shit you was doing that whole time. You always worried about when the gavel gonna fall. Like you know what I'm saying? When they gonna catch up to you, or when you gotta pay the piper for what you've been doing. Right. So it's something about when you finally get that clean slate. The devil always tempt you and want you to come back, but it'd be like, man, that clean slate is worth it. Right. That peace of mind.
See, and I'm glad you said peace of mind was everything, because when I was ripping around, running and hustling, I was putting out a bad product, so everybody just seeing the money. So now I'm putting family members on me that want money, friends that want money. You know what I mean? Now I got the cops on me. You know what I mean? Just putting a bad, you know what I mean, persona out. Right. Because like I said, they always tell you to get money, but never tell you what to do with the money. Right. You know what I mean? Now I was like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm getting money. Let's bust out to get the rollies. Let's get the cars, all this shit. So now I'm driving in the neighborhood in a brand new Lexus, and I want to get robbed. One of the young boys in the neighborhood went to the crib, you know what I mean, and somebody who I treated good went to the crib, and it was a lesson though. I had to go through that shit. You know what I mean? I was talking to one of my old heads, and he was like, man, he ain't worried about, the only thing he sees is that Lexus at the, in the front of the car. You know, that's the only thing he worried about is that L. Like, he not worried about the bills that you got to pay. And everybody know, like, what we know as adults, when you get a car, it's a car note. It ain't like you pay the motherfucker off. Like, you got to pay a bill on that joint and shit like that. You know what I mean? But, like I said, everything was a lesson, a blessing. You know what I mean? And I'm here. I'm glad to where I'm at right now.
Yeah. You worked it all the way up. So, fast forward. You in the funeral home, you say you get the young lady to come through and her face bashed in. And that's when the switch hit. Like, we need to do something for the community.
Right. Because I seen so much death. You know what I mean? Like, I done seen some wild things in the funeral home, bro. You know what I mean?
That's a hard job. How do you deal with that? Like, you know what I mean? Do it take a toll on you? You bring it home with you?
I don't think I ever bring it home, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? Like, I get joy out of hearing the families like, oh my God, like, I finally get closure because you gave me a good funeral. You know what I mean? So I really be working hard as shit on the bodies to make sure the bodies look exactly how that person is remembered. You know what I mean? Like, I had a boy, his head was chopped off one day. I'm talking about, like, he was on drugs, he laid his head in the train track, and the train took his head completely off.
He did it on purpose?
Yeah, he was high. He had a suicide letter in his pocket. So just seeing that, like, having a head right here and a body right here. So I'm like, damn, like, I'm really built for this now. You know what I mean? Because the average person can't deal with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm quitting. I'm putting my notice in right now.
Right. You know what I mean?
With that head.
Right,
like,
exactly. So
I can't do this no more. That's a wrap.
It was a wild situation. You know what I mean? Just to see, like, a fucking head right here, just chopped off. I'm talking about completely smooth. Only thing is the fucking head. Yeah. And you got the body right here.
Like something from a movie.
It's something from a movie. You know what I mean? So now I'm digging into my book. I ran to the crib and grabbed my book. Like, all right, how can I do this? How can I do that? So now my nerves start kicking in. All right, I remember you got the former magnums right here. That's the hole in the back of the spinal cord. You put that through here. So I found a stick. All right, do this right here. I sewed it back on. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it's like surgery, bro.
You had to get creative to make it work.
So, but when that mom, she thought she was gonna have a closed casket. Right. But when she came in and she seen her son and she was able to get closure, it was like one of the best feelings ever, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the eerie thing about that is the guy who laid his head and committed suicide, I just seen him 2 days prior to that in the dentist's office. You know what I mean? So when I'm coming outside, they go make the arrangements. I see his dad, who I met in the dentist's office that day. He was like, "That's my son back there, the one you talk." I'm like, "Damn." It just make you appreciate life so much more, bro.
And that's the thing too. So you serving the community. Mm-hmm. So these is neighborhood people that's coming through some of these bodies you're coming by.
Right, but I never seen him before until that
2 days before.
2 days before.
That's still crazy.
You know what I mean? It was just like an eerie feeling, but it make you appreciate life.
About it pushing into perspective for you.
Because the funerals is not for the dead; they for the living.
Facts.
To remind you, like, yo, this can be over just like that. You know what I mean? So it's a constant reminder that death is around us. You know what I mean? So the funerals is never for the living; they for people that's. I mean, not for the dead; it's for the people that's living. For
the family, for everybody else around them. So what year did you first start getting active? So I like the first event I got for you was like in 2022. Was you doing things prior to this? I think even before that, you was feeding the homeless and all of that.
Yeah, so we used to do an annual initiative where we go down to Love Park, where all the less fortunate people was at, and we do like feed them and clothe them. So I would just go down my call list, ask everybody, yo, you got any old clothes or sneakers? Everybody got some shit in their crib that they don't want. You know what I mean? That's taking up space. So I was getting bags and bags and bags of clothes and sneakers. Man, we had about 15 tables out there just lined up with like clothes and sneakers. And the old shit to us is love to them. Right. You know what I mean? And I was seeing people down there that I probably grew up with. You know what I mean? So that was a very, very humbling experience doing that.
What year did you start that?
That was before 2022. That was maybe like a little bit before COVID hit. We started doing that. But prior to that, I was always going into the schools. Like my passion is the young boys. Okay. You know what I mean? So I was always going into the schools, doing stuff with the kids and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's probably when I started like a little bit. Let's say like if COVID was 2021, that was like 2019. That's when
2019. Okay. All right, so fairly recent. You've been outside about 5-6 years, getting busy now. Yeah. And you just been.
But I haven't really been getting active like that probably for the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Because people wasn't really seeing me because I never wanted to be on social media. Right. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't a social media.
You still was under the radar, but you still helping.
Like right now, I'm really not even a social media. Like I never wanted to be on social media, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I was always hustling, and it was like our mentality was like, "Are we going to stay low?"
And now everything total opposite. Because in order to get something done, you got to get
exactly. So you got to play the game now. But I never wanted to be on social media. Like that was never my ambition, bro. Right. You know what I mean? But even right now, like it's addictive. I sit on there and I just be scrolling all day long on social media, just looking at dumb shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like watching the news. Exactly. Bro. You just get to scrolling all day.
Exactly.
So 2019, you start doing that. I seen something you went to, and this is probably fairly recent. This is like more like 2023, and I know you got stuff that you did. Like you got the Day of Serenity. You started doing that like 2022.
The Day of Serenity came from that young lady who got murdered by her boyfriend. That's how the Day of Serenity.
That's how that came up. Yep. So that's when you knew you wanted to do Day of Serenity when that happened. Yep. But you use Day of Serenity now. Is that more towards the mothers of gun violence or like victims of gun violence?
So it's for anybody that's been affected by gun violence and trauma. Okay. Yeah, so it's not really just a gun violence thing. It's like if you've been affected by gun violence and trauma, because at one point in time, we all been affected by gun violence, trauma, like, or you just don't want to hear about this shit no more. Because you remember, like in 2021, that shit was just rampant. We was up to like 500 bodies. It was every day. Every other day was more and more bodies. So it was
it got bad. After COVID and they gave that money out, it was like that.
And all the young boys took all that money and went and bought them ghost guns and whatever else so.
And the drill music and all that shit went up all at the same time. It got real bad at that time.
It got real bad. And you remember it was a time when like women and children were safe. You can forget about that shit now.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it was just they children. So it was like kids killing kids. Right. Like when they killed the young boy out the McDonald's, he was like 15. His little sister got shot. They didn't even care. He was with his mom and his dad.
Listen, the mentality of these young boys is horrible right now. Yeah. It's horrible, bro. And you talk to them, and they got so much trauma in them. They got so much mental health issues. You know what I mean? So it's hard, like even trying to hold a conversation with them because they mind just be going all over the place. You know what I mean? And the only thing they see is revenge. They got black hearts right now. So if me and you outside chilling, and that's all we started playing basketball together. Then we started shooting stuff together. Then somebody come and kill you, and we 15, 16 years old. I don't know how to process that. The only thing I know is I need to get revenge. And then they get that lick back, and it's like, all right, it's going to do one or two things. It's either going to slow you down or it's going to turn you up. Most times it's going to turn them up to more.
You know, you out here getting revenge left and right, and it's a never-ending cycle because you go get revenge, and they look back, and the shit don't stop.
Yep,
that's crazy. So I seen that you went to the youth study center, and you actually taught them how to prepare janaza, like how to wash their bodies and stuff like that.
Right.
So what was that like, and what response did you get from the young boys in doing that?
So 90% of the young boys at the youth study center is Muslim.
Right.
So me telling them like, all right, well, let me show y'all really what happens at a janaza. And I'm like, all right, well, I got my dummy that I had because I got a full live dummy. And I would like put ketchup on it, make it like blood, take the clay, show them how to make noses, ears, and all that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff they interested in. So it's easy to hold their attention to the stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it was easy to show them how to wash and wrap a body. And I think everybody should actually learn how to do that because it just put life in perspective.
Did you get an emotional response from them? Like with them being young boys, did they understand truly what they was doing?
No. Because they start laughing and joking until I had to say like, yo, this could be you. The purpose of this exercise is to show you that this really could be you, or this could be your friend.
Your homie, yeah.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So you want to do this right. You know what I mean? So once I said that, then they start clicking and it became like, all right, well, let me take this serious. But I did have a real emotional response to them when I brung Meredith Elizada in, and her son was the one who got killed in Roxborough. So I brought her to the youth study center, and she gave an emotional speech about her son. And I don't care who it was, they all had tears coming in their eyes.
Right. This was from the football game situation, right? I actually know one of the young boys who got shot. I know his mom. She actually was on the show before. And I guess he was part of that whole situation. He got shot. Fortunate he lived and anything like that. But what was the response? Like, how did they feel hearing it from a mom? Because that's the thing. I feel like they be so detached from it. Like, they think, like, once they get their op, well, it was such a popular story. Everybody heard about it. Right. So then you get her coming up, and she's just crying, bawling out emotional, and she telling her story like, yo, my son died in my arms. You know what I mean? And the young boys, it hit different with them because here it is right in front of their face. A grieving mom. A son who had nothing to do with none of this dumbass shit got killed. You know what I mean? So like they took it. Then we went downstairs to the girls' unit, talked to them about it, and they was all emotional because a lot of these girls, they be like, we be thinking they innocent, but they be out here doing a lot of dirt too. Right. You know what I mean? Setting people up. Yeah. Trolling on the Instagram. You know what I mean? And just doing the wildest shit. Fueling the fire. You know what I mean? So that was a real emotional experience when we brought her on up there. And they need to see more of that, bro. You know what I mean? They need to see the other side of the gun violence. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because most times people don't see that. I wish I can take them to the morgue with me and show them what a bullet hole in the body look like. You know what I mean? To see like, all right, well, this what a dead body look like from the gun and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I wish I can actually take them on a field trip and bring them in the morgue and see like, yo, like this is the sad reality of what's going on out here. I think that's needed, man. Yeah. For a while, I have reached out to somebody, the guy who handled all the canceling, Burke, what's his name? Damn, I don't know why. It's something Burks. Can't think of it right now. Yeah, councilman. Yeah, he a councilman. He just was going through legal issues and stuff like that. Oh, Kenyatta Johnson. There you go. All right, so his guy, he was trying to put me in contact with the youth study center because I wanted to talk to him. You know what I mean? I told you we started 2021, so it was around that time. Because I'm like, somebody need to really get their voice. Like I want to sit down with a young boy that's literally drilling and doing all this shit to really see how he feel. I need to understand his mindset. I'm glad you said that because a lot of times, and I've been going back and forth with the neighborhood town hall meetings and all that kind of stuff. You have these town hall meetings, you don't invite none of the young boys that's actually out here doing the crime. Right. It's a room full of older people. Oh yeah, we tired of violence. Bring the young boys in. Talk to them. See what the fuck is going on with them. Because they smart as shit. Ain't none of them stupid for real. Right. They work one of these all day long as a computer. They can do damn near any and everything on these joints. You know what I mean? So in order to know what's going on, you gotta talk to them. That's a fact. You know what I mean? You gotta see what's going on. We don't have the answers. We 45. You know what I mean? I'm 44.
You know what I mean? Like
the shit we was worrying about back then, they worried about on a different level.
Listen, it's not the same game no more.
Right.
So you got to listen to them, and then they'll tell you what's going on. I mean, and if you're not credible enough, then you just need to leave them alone because they're gonna hold you accountable to it. You know what I mean? If you don't, then like I said, this game ain't for everybody. Right. You got to have the patience to deal with these young boys. You know what I mean? And they need help. Yeah. They crying out for help. Right. You know what I mean? And we got to, like, as men, go back to being men in here. You know what I mean? And we got to, like, really, we want to take our community back. It starts with people like me and you. Right. People that they look up to. They look on the Instagram. Because the first thing they're going to do, they're going to check your card. Let me see what he doing on Instagram. Right. That's their validation. Right. Let me see what he doing on Instagram.
It's like credit you got.
Exactly. Then from there, like, that's how you build levels of trust with them. You know what I mean? So that's why I do all that community work, because I never just wanted to be the boy to say, all right, I'm doing this. I wanted people to see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So that's when I'm like, all right, well, Instagram makes sense. Let me feed into this so they can see what I got going on. You know what I mean? I just didn't want to talk a good game. I wanted them to actually see what I was doing. You know what I mean? So that's how the whole Instagram thing came about.
It's dope, man. It's good to see, though. And, you know, they got to be able to see it, and it's good for other people to see it, and encourage other people to get out there and get busy.
There's a lot of good people out here doing a lot of good work, too. You got my bro, Salim Hassan, Soldiers Recovery. He's doing a lot of good work. Big
we
Duke.
just dropped this episode, too.
Okay, yeah. He thorough. Big Duke. You got Ricky Nomo. Sister Talia Teller. Sadia Bagley. Nadir Winters. Manny 215.
That's my guy.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that's really out here, boots on the ground, like working. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like really, really working, trying to. But it takes all of us. It really takes a village. Facts. You know what I mean? Because the kids are getting younger and younger on these shit. Yeah. Younger and younger, bro. You know what I mean? The youngest person I worked with at the Youth Study Center was 11 years old. 11 years old and in the streets.
That's a kid.
Kid. But he'll tell you about a gun. He'll tell you every little instant about a gun, bro. But he can't even probably sit in there and write a paragraph. 5 sentences. He can't probably put 5 sentences together. But they can tell you about a gun, how to use it, put a ski mask on, jump in your car. You know what I mean? And do other kind of treacherous shit. But like I said, it's going to take people like me and you. You know what I mean? Take some time out. Start working with them. Right. You know what I mean? And be consistent with them. Consistency is the key. The first day I learned when I went to Youth Study Center, one of the young boys said, are you going to be here for us? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to be consistent? And that's when I learned, like, yo, you got to come here. You know what I mean? It just can't be no, all right, I'm coming up for photo ops and all that kind of shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the photo ops.
This ain't no campaign.
No, fuck the photo ops, bro. Like, we got real shit going on out here. Right. Real shit going on out here. And too many people, we got too many grown men living their second childhood. Want to be cool with the young boys. And it's cool to be cool with them. But what you giving them? Right. How you being impactful with them? You know what I mean? Like, we ain't just talking about burgers and french fries. We talking about saving lives and shit. Right. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can take them. Yeah, anybody can take them to the store and get them some food and all that kind of shit. But what are you going to sit down and actually give them some game? Like, all right, young boy, like, listen, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to take my time with you. I'm going to see what you need. You know what I mean? And we're going to work together. Right. That's what's needed.
Let's do it, man. You've been doing it. You leading by example. So, you know, we about to get into the second half where we could talk a little bit more about the things that you actually been doing and making an impact. But you ready to get to this food?
Let's do it. I'm always rubbing grub.
Listen, man. You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth. We sitting here with community activist Tone Bar. It's Cooking Up 215. We'll be right back. Let's go.
It's our favorite part of the show.
That's your favorite?
Yes, sir. Chef, what you got cooking?
You already know.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, Cooking Up 215, and you already know it's my favorite part of the show. Time to get to that food. Now, you know I got my girl Chef Q here, got my man Tone Bar in the building. So, what you got for me, Kill?
All right, today, well, first of all, you couldn't do the best without the best.
You already know.
But all right, y'all, so today we got a pineapple fried rice with a Cuban salmon and a teriyaki bourbon sauce. Just drizzle on top. Like, when I say the rice next level, it's trying to say, look, you ever just take that first bite of something and you just gotta savor for a second?
Or process it.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah. That's a processor right there.
And I'm hungry too.
Exactly, and I ain't talking about AOL.
I'm hungry.
That's processor.
Listen, it's looking. You know I love when you come with the sauces. You put a little extra sauce on the side for me.
I got you on
You got with this.
I already know.
I need some sauce, my joint. How you feeling, Tom?
I can't wait to dig in.
It's gonna be amazing.
I can't wait to dig in.
Q don't never, ever disappoint.
Let's not do that.
It has never happened. It has never happened in all these years. It has never happened. So, yeah, you gonna.
Yeah, I purposely didn't eat today.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You gonna be stuffed.
You gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Your stomach gonna appreciate you.
Listen, I
Your
can't
stomach
wait.
definitely gonna appreciate you.
Thanks
So
very
much.
you already know, Q. Let them know where to follow you, how they can get in touch with you, get you some of them good food like this.
All right, y'all. So if you want a pineapple salmon bowl like this, you can find me on you can find me on Instagram at chefq_cut through.
Listen, man, there you go. Chef Q, my man Tone, your boy Smooth, cooking at 215. Let's get back to the show. Let's go. You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth. We right back at it. You already met my man Tone. We got Nadira of Hijabified Clothing joining us. How you doing, Nadira?
I'm good.
Yeah, you were actually supposed to already have, came on the show. We spoke a while back. I told you, everything happens,
I know,
God's timing, man. Be on point. Like, everything happened the way it's supposed to happen, so I appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me.
My girl, Chef Q, she put something special together for us, so you right on time, you know what I mean?
I see.
This is when we pick up that fork, we dive in, you know what I'm saying, see what it's hitting for. We got the Cuban salmon with the special rice.
And the sauce is really good.
And had to get the little extra cup.
Chef Q did a thing.
She don't be playing. I already knew the sauce was gonna be hitting, like, give me a little extra. That rice hitting, but ain't nothing like a good piece of salmon now.
Salmon is really good.
This is hitting. So,
I purposely didn't eat all day so I can tear this up.
Yeah.
I told you I was gonna act the fool on camera with this shit.
listen, man. Some people like to come and want to be pretty. I don't see how you do it.
Nah.
Not when the
it's really
food's this good. You know what I mean?
No.
This too good to be acting shy with it. It'd be hard for me to get back in conversation sometimes.
Facts. It's a 10 out of 10 in my book.
I be really trying to get into it. Like,
She warned us about the rice and she wasn't lying.
it's hitting. Man, it's really hitting. This salmon ain't no joke though. With that sauce, it got a little kick to it too. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a little kick. You know what I mean?
Tone is done.
He ain't play no games. But I did real quick. Tell us about you and your brand. How you got started?
So I started Hijabified Clothing in 2013. As I was working for the city, the sanitation department. Well, I don't want to talk about sanitation and y'all eating food.
We alright. We wrong, man.
But yeah, I was working at the sanitation department, throwing trash behind the trash truck. I had just had my son probably like 2 years before, and every day I wanted to quit that job. Like, it was the worst job I ever had, so I'm like, I gotta figure something out. And I started selling t-shirts.
Okay.
And I came up with this name, I just came up with it, like, so it was like really a made up name, like, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna mean stylishly covered, because I'm Muslim. And yeah, I started the t-shirts, and the t-shirts ain't sell at all. And it was like discouraging, kind of. So I quit. I probably revisited probably like a year or two later. And I came up with the hijabs with the wording on the side, which never had been done. So it was kind of like an iffy thing, like, is they going to flock to it? Is they going to hate it?
Right.
And it just was like, I just jumped out there and did it, and they fell in love with it. And it's just been
Rolling ever since.
rolling ever since.
What's that in your
Yeah.
foot over there?
Oh,
That's crazy.
so, yeah.
Okay. So, this is your first business,
My first business,
and you managed to get some success.
after like
After
10
the
or
t-shirts.
11 years.
That's how long you been doing
It's been
it?
a while, yep.
10, 11 years.
Yep.
You outside.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been hard, but I'm here, so.
And it's crazy because, you know, like we said, Jazz is here, and Jazz got on the joint,
right?
And didn't even know you was coming. So it just showed like that it's out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People supporting. That's love. That's definitely love. What's your relationship? How do y'all know each other?
So, Tone, when did I meet you? Oh, this year actually. Around the election time with Rebecca.
Oh yeah.
And we had sat down with the lady that was running for mayor, and we were trying to figure out like what type of things she could do for the community if she become mayor. And yeah, me and Tone been rolling ever since.
Okay, so do you partake in some of the community situations he put together?
Yep, every time he puts something together, I'm near. I make sure I'm near. We go up to the prison, up CFCF every other Monday to go visit the juveniles there. We actually just came from there.
Yeah,
before we came here. So yeah, I love them kids up there. I just feel like they just need somebody. Like when I go up there, being as though I'm the only woman, it's usually just a lot of men up there with them. Like I'm like the nurturing one, so they love when I come up there because it's really like always just men up there like going to go see them. So, but I love them kids. They just like
when you say it, it's crazy. Yeah, when you say it, it's like they missing that mom spirit.
They really are.
That mom.
And I know they did a lot of bad stuff, but they really are just kids that just really need somebody, like, you know. And I get like emotional a lot, like just going up there to see them, and then when I gotta leave, and it's just a lot. Like it's overwhelming.
Right.
But I love going up there.
Do you have kids yourself?
I got a son.
And how old is
Yep,
he?
he's 14.
Wow.
Yep, so like I told him, like, when I come up here and see y'all, it's like, this could be my son.
Right.
Because they so young.
Yeah.
I think the youngest is like 14 going on 15, fighting a murder. It's like insane.
20 years he looking at.
20 years. That's crazy.
It's really sad.
I don't even like how, I feel like the justice system, period. Like we all know it ain't really built for us. It's built against us. It ain't, you know, meant for us to, you know, get better. Like it's really meant to hold us down. But the fact that they be charging these young boys as adults to me be crazy. When you know that your brain ain't even fully developed. You know that he don't have the same decision making skills right now that he gonna have at 25, 26. You know what I'm saying? He not even putting shit into the proper perspective for you to be able to say, you were thinking like a man, so we're gonna treat you like a man.
Right.
How can he think like a man with a child's brain?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy to me. When you can't redeem yourself.
You really like just having a conversation with them. Like you really gotta understand, like just the way they talk and the way they think, that they really are kids.
Really kids.
Like literally, really kids. Like one of the little young boys, he just got sentenced to 17 to 35. It's like,
how old was he?
17 or just turned 18.
Just turned 17.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I was down with this old dude, and he was in there. I think he got booked when he was like 17, 18. Did 25 years. I think he was just he either was working on getting home or he had just came home and just got booked again or something like that. But 25 years, and I'm almost certain it was probably something stupid, petty, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Since back then, and they give you 25 years. That's crazy.
Well, right now when you're dealing with these kids, they impulse killers. They're not really thinking about a lot of stuff they're doing. They're getting high, and when they go to prison, they're not even getting the proper representation. A lot of public defenders,
right?
You know what I mean? Cases stacked up this high, and they look at them like, all right, I'm gonna do the bare minimum work. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of them, you know what I mean, on State Road for so long. A lot of them in the Youth Study Center for so long. And like I said, like they impulse killers. They react so quick, then they sit back and think like, damn, I'm looking at all this time, and they can't really process it. You know what I mean? But you gotta remember, like, they still are children.
Right.
You interact, and they greedy. They like little kids.
They really
they funny, they greedy, they silly. You know what I mean? When you talk to them, it's like, damn, like this the one I read about in the paper that did all this?
Don't sound nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't act like that at all.
And
far from the monster they describe you to be.
Right, and then when you talk to them, it's, hey, Miss Nadira.
Yeah,
hey,
they
Mr.
call
Tone.
my phone. Hey, Miss Nadira, you coming to see us this week? Like, they really are kids. And people probably really look at them like they monsters because of the stuff that they did. But you really got to meet these kids, and when you see them and you talk to them, like it's like they babies.
Right.
And that's why hopefully we be able to put this together, Tone, because I really want to. I want to interview somebody, even if we got to do it through the phone, because, you know, like we could Bluetooth and hook a phone up to that, to where though we could get it recorded. You could sit in with me, you could talk to them and all that too.
Right. No,
but
that'd be dope.
I feel like it's necessary to understand their side. Like, you know what I'm saying? To get it from their mouth, their view, how they feel, why they might have did what they did, how they feel about it, all that type of shit. Even how you feel now, years later, you know what I mean?
Right. And
when you could really think about it into perspective and shit like that.
And we were just talking prior to that, we were saying that, you know, our culture, our society, soon as one of us do something, we kick them when they down. You know what I mean? Like, we penalize them, we abandon them. But the other culture, the other races, soon as they kids do something, they put their arm around them. Oh, this kid got mental health issues. Right. He on a spectrum. You know what I mean? It's like, we the only culture that kick our people when they down. You know what I mean? And we got to change that mindset, you know what I mean? Instead of, like, all right, yeah, we know they did something wrong, but how can we help them while they doing something wrong? Right. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not being addressed enough. And that's why when they come home, they don't have no resources, and they're going to do the same dumb shit again. You know what I mean? So we got to do better as a culture overall on how we handle our people.
Right. So you started an organization, Philadelphia United as One. Tell me about that.
So Philadelphia United as One, we started a couple years ago, and the purpose was for the groups to work together. Because if you truly empathetically care about what's going on here in the streets, you're not worrying about no money. You're not worried about no grants. You're worried about getting results done. And this is what Philadelphia United is One. I just met Nadir under a year. I just met you, and we going powwow. Met everybody who I've been working with. That's Philadelphia United is One, because I don't have no ego. I like to play the background majority of the time, but I also will play the front if I have to. You know what I mean? I'm just all about getting results done.
Getting it done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I don't need to be Michael Jackson. I play Tito Jackson.
Right.
You know what I mean? Long as we selling records, I don't care how it's getting done.
As long as we get these records,
exactly,
so
exactly.
Get the job
but
done.
Too many times, like I said, we fighting about petty dumb stuff, and then the kids see this. If they see adults fighting over petty dumb stuff, what you think they're going to do? This is why our city is in a complete disarray right now. Because if you truly empathetically care about the cause, we don't have no egos. We getting shit done. Right. You know what I mean? But who am I?
Listen, man.
Who am I, bro?
Tone Bar, the community activist, baby. That's who you are. Cause you outside, man. So I know that we were talking about it before. Dear Serenity, they made that an official day.
Right.
Whereas those on the calendar now, like the city going to celebrate that and really get out there and help the.
Right. So my goal is to get that a paid holiday next year. I'm playing.
Right.
I'm playing.
Y'all gonna get a check, man. 25th of November.
Exactly. But no, like working with Councilwoman Jamie Gauthier, she helped me get that Day of Serenity. So the Day of Serenity is for all families that's been affected by gun violence or trauma. So that'll be November 25th every year. So I'm really on the calendar, like, which is monumental. Like, where I come from, bro, I never think I was getting no damn day in the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm going to build off of that. You know what I mean? Like, this year we was able to celebrate 20 families that's been affected by gun violence and trauma. We got Michael Jordan to send us some sneakers.
Right. Yeah. You know what I was going to ask you about that. So you met with the chairman of the Jordan brand and everything like that.
Exactly. So he donated some sneakers to us. 76ers gave us tickets to the game. The Fiddler Club gave us free rooms for the families. We had people make dresses for the moms, give them free makeovers. You know what I mean? We provided full meals for the whole family, and we had over 250 families in the room that day. You know what I mean? Just from an idea that I had. So it was a real monumental day.
Yeah,
like I said,
I
can't wait to make on it next year.
Yeah. And it seemed like, man, you do so much. Like, I was just looking, like you said, you're not really a social media boy. So like you said, like 2022 is like when you really got out there. And it's like back to back. You know how some people is like once a year.
Right.
You know, even me and you, we in the text every Thursday, bro. Come on, come feed the homeless with me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I ain't get to make it down there yet, but I definitely want to come down there. Like, I'm gonna stand on my word. I'm definitely gonna still
that's my baby right there too. Where we was able to create a free supermarket for the community.
Right.
And
the free community market.
Exactly. So now we on a tip where, on top of giving the families free groceries every week, now we provide hot meals for them. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about no soup and crackers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we got restaurants donating fried fish.
Yeah.
Macaroni and cheese, candy yams. We got my brother Rafiq from the Crab Plug next week. He going to give us crab legs. You know what I mean? So it's like
everybody can eat good.
Exactly. So the goal is for us, like, if you working, like, you know what? I ain't gonna go to this restaurant. I'm gonna come here and grab a girl up here with them and sit down and powwow with them, because you get good communication over food. Let's sit down and talk about how we can do this or do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where we at with it, man. And I'm not in no competition with nobody. I just want to work with people and get stuff done.
Yeah, it seems like you got a open door policy, man. I don't think I've seen somebody who's, man, like, you know, you got the SARS out there and all that, but I seen your list of people that you got coming through helping with these situations, and it's like from the muscle type vibe. It ain't about being cool, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they out there with you, a lot of them.
You know, it's crazy because majority of the volunteers that come and help us, they were standing in line getting groceries from us. You know what I mean? So now they come in, help us. Now my son is out there helping us because he grew up in a spoiled, entitled life. It was like, all right, well, let's show you something else. You know what I mean? Like, let's show you the other side of this, because it ain't always glitz and glamours.
Facts. And the kids don't get to see that. Like I told you, my sons, my daughters, they, you know, they think everything's sweet. If they got the latest sneaks and the newest iPhone, I'm like, man, they out here hungry. Y'all tripping. If you think I'm going to just do this and do that for free, for nothing and all that, it's real out here. You could really be down bad. No. You got to appreciate what you got.
A lot of families do be down bad, bro. They'll come to me and say, you know what, this food that you gave me right here, this got me through the week. I'm appreciative about that. But then I'll get some assholes that come and be like, I ain't get enough.
Right.
You ain't give me 2 cartons of eggs.
For real?
I ain't get enough lamb. And what I really would want to say, take your ass to Acme.
Yeah.
Or one of those stores and complain to them. But, you know, this is not purposely for you to get through the month. It's for to get you through the week.
Right.
But our people will complain. They will complain, bro.
Yeah, that's
you know
crazy.
What I mean? So
you give anybody anything too good, they gonna find something to complain about.
You gotta have thick skin when you're dealing with the public, bro.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, cause
you can't appease everybody.
Exactly.
That is wild. So I know, like, you've been on Fox 29. Like, you've been on some different platforms out here, just pushing this. Like,
Don't be outside.
Yeah, like you really getting it done.
You know, shout out to Mikey Dredd, Mother, Roxy Romeo, and Latoya.
The morning show and all
exactly,
that.
because Philadelphia Freeway, he actually introduced me to them. Yeah, and I built such a good relationship with them. It's a funny story that he was calling me one day, like, yo, Tone, call up the morning. I shouldn't tell him, but he was like, yo, call Mikey Dredd up because I need to get on the show. Like, I know you introduced me to him, but I need to get back on the show. So I was like, I built such a good relationship with him that he called me to like, yo, help me get him get on the show. Shit like
That's
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
Man, you done got so tight with him, you the plug.
Exactly.
That is wild. Yeah, but it's needed though, man. Them doors, I feel like them type of doors should always be open to guys like yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
It shouldn't even be that hard to get up there.
Right.
Like even with this shit, it's like, yeah, I could chase all the cool stories, but I feel like it should be damn near mandatory that you fit something in about your community to help bring it up. You know what I mean? Like we all of it, we all from it, and our kids gonna be from it. Their kids gonna be in it. We should all be finding a way to add a brick to build this building.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, you go outside, right? And we got the convenience of Rodriguez right here. You got the convenience of Wines right there. You mean to tell me we can't make cheesesteaks? We can't make hoagies? We can't control none of the money in our neighborhood?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a damn shame. And the only thing we push in our neighborhood is daycares. Because we don't want, you know what I mean? We don't want the Chinese people or the Mexicans raising our kids. But that's the only thing we got is daycares.
Niggas got daycares.
Exactly. And they asking, like, what we producing? We ain't producing on a damn thing. But sweat on the basketball court and the football field. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't producing on a damn thing. And like I was telling you when we was on break, we used to be the number 2 race.
Yeah.
Now we number 3. If we ain't get shit at number 2, what the hell we think we gonna get at number 3?
Right.
You know what I mean? More bullshit. You know
So we gotta really get out here and help ourselves.
We gotta really get out here and help ourselves. We gotta, you know what I mean, come up with solutions to problems. And we, like I said, we need real brothers, real sisters, not no people that just want to be, I mean, with the camera and your phone every 2 seconds. And I mean, like, we over
like
that.
Photo ops and all that.
Like the photo ops is over with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing for results? Like impactful stuff. The sister who owned Chick-fil-A, Serena Quick.
She's supposed to come up here too.
Good sister, good
The
friend of
joint
mine.
that's on City Ave, right? Mm-hmm.
Good friend of mine. Why we not there supporting that lady? She owns a Chick-fil-A.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's hard to get.
Right.
That's nothing, I mean, easy to
It's
get.
nothing like, right.
And me and her have a conversation all the time. She's like, Tone, I don't really want to do small stuff. I want to do impactful things. Let's go inside the schools and work with the kids and do impactful stuff. She's from North Philadelphia. You know what I mean? And she's like, yo, I want to do impactful stuff. I had a friend who worked at Walmart, gave me direct jobs to when the kids came home from the youth study center.
That's dope.
No questions asked. She was hiring them on the spot. I'm talking about people that got gun charges, robberies. She hired them. So I had a direct pipeline where I created a work release program for the kids coming from the youth study center.
That's
You
crazy.
know what I mean? Like, and we need more people to help these kids.
Right.
We need to help these kids. You know what I mean? Because if not, then we very well might be that one that we go to the gas station, they're right there waiting for us. Running up on them with a ski mask.
And then it's too late.
And it's too late.
And that's the thing. Everybody always thinking it can't be them.
Yeah.
It won't be your son. It won't be your daughter. It won't be you until it is.
Just so it is.
Until it is. And now you wishing you did something or wishing somebody would have got out there. and helped.
Exactly. Before it's
Exactly
too
how it
late.
go.
Before it's too late.
So what are your ambitions? What, you starting off strong. You going in. You well connected now. Where do you see yourself taking this to?
Bro, I got political aspirations, community aspirations where I wanted to put myself on a platform so that people can see what I'm doing. And then if a time comes when I say, yo, I want to run for office, people say, yo, I believe in him.
We're back that situation.
Exactly, because I see the work that he was doing. So that's where the ultimate goal is, like, yo, I really want to be in a position where I can make some change impactfully. I mean, because we had the bad. Now it's about the power.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, let's change some of these laws, like you just said about the crimes and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Let's change some of these laws. Let's be impactful right there. Let's go up Harrisburg and tell them what's going on in West Philly, North Philly. You know what I mean? And South Philly. That's how we change it. We gotta change these laws, and it's gonna take people like me, you, her, to get in office and do some things. Maybe
make
that's
these changes.
that's probably not y'all ambition. You know what I mean? But we need to change some of these
We
laws.
back you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We back you.
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Tone for mayor all day. Like, we definitely back you. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Put me on the campaign joint on the tour. Make me
for sure.
one of your stops and all that. I got you. We hold it down. But it's definitely dope to see, man. I've always been like that. Just we need more, and it's like we got so many people in high positions. And when I say high positions, I don't mean like politically. I'm talking about basketball, football, rappers, and all that cool shit. And it's like, what y'all doing though?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what you really doing? You could really be out here changing people's lives easily. And everybody just for self so crazy. It'd be wild to me. Like,
But they don't help, bro. And I hate to call people out on stuff, but they don't be helping. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got the platform to do this, y'all got the resources to do it, you got the
y'all
money
can
to do
make
it.
one phone call.
Exactly. But they don't do it.
somebody said something to me. I don't know if it's true, and I damn sure ain't gonna get nobody no out. But they was like, what if they control what they can do with their money type vibes? Like, what if they was told, like, you could go here, you could do this, or you could say this, but we don't want you doing all that. That's too much. Can't help the community that much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they be controlling the check. So it just put into perspective. Because I'm like, why don't, I feel like so much more should be done. We got a lot of black millionaires out there. Damn near now we got billionaires out there. Like, this shit is crazy.
Right.
Everybody put $1 million up a year. A lot of changes can happen. You know what I mean? We got about 20 that's just from Philly by itself.
Right.
People
That's
help
a nice.
who they
That's a
wanna
nice
help.
fun right there. 20 million a year.
People help who they want to help.
Who they want to help.
You know what I mean? And it's a mentality, bro. Like, I started this group called the Yacht Club. So it's an investment group. We started off with 20 black entrepreneurs, all under one umbrella. You know what I mean? So we started buying properties in Detroit. Detroit got very, very cheap properties. So my goal was like, all right, well, let's create a Black Wall Street.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let's go down there and buy a block up. You can buy properties in Detroit for $4,000 or $5,000. Apartment buildings, $10,000, $15,000. So me and my group, we went down there and we bought 5 properties this year. And the goal is like to change the economic value down there. Like, we ain't talking about small town. Like, we talking about generational wealth now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the mindset now, like generational wealth. You know what I mean? Where we can build and keep on building, keep on building. Like, that's the way the mentality got to be now. Like, you can't think about temporary satisfaction.
That's
I think
fact.
about generational wealth. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we buy a block? You know, why can't we, you know what I mean, own a couple buildings and stores and all that kind of stuff? We can, but we don't.
We just don't.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely imperative right now that we also, like, if you got that type of knowledge, that we actually start instilling that knowledge early, or at least making it available. Because that's like one of the things I hate was that it's like it's so out there now. I'm 30 though. I'm 35. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part, the wildest part, I ran into my bag at 20. You know what I mean? I was outside moving, sticking and moving. I was 1,000 a day type vibe, like, and I did nothing. Like, me and my wife down South Street. We Six Flags. I'm buying cars. You know what I mean? Getting them took by PPA. Leave it there. It's like we don't be knowing what to do with the money. Like, and you talked about it, like, just you have it, but nobody tell you what to do with it. I really feel like, man, we got to make it, and not where as though these young boys got to go and spend $1,000 to get the knowledge, because that's one of the problems I got now too. Like, all the dudes with all the knowledge want you to come with $1,000 to $10,000.
Right.
I'm trying to get money. You want to get my money. I need this to make the money. Like, we got to have people that want to just genuinely help. You know what I mean? You already got your M's or you got your couple $100,000. Teach the game just so these young boys don't got to go out here and think they got to get busy to get to this bag.
I just said, if you empathetically care about what's going on, it ain't about the money. You know what I mean? Especially if you already sitting on some bread. Because, I mean, they show us all the time on the Instagram. They stories, they always up. They jumping out the Rolls Royces. They
all
got
the flies.
Exactly. But why you need my money then? You know what I mean? If you got all this, why you need my money?
That always confused me.
Just teach me the game. You know what I mean? Let me get on your level and shit.
That always confused me. I'm like, bro, you should just share the shit, man. Like, damn, what else you want? You popular? You got money?
Exactly.
You want my money? It ain't popular?
Exactly.
God, that's crazy to me, but you know, we gonna get better. And the only way we do it is through this and shit like that, and we lead by example. And I really like what y'all doing for the community, man. Like I said, Cooking Up 215, we here.
Okay.
So, you know, whenever you reach out, you got something going on, let us know. We definitely want to get down. Let the people know how they can actually get down and help contribute, or, you know.
Well, you can reach me at TonePo5 on Instagram. I'll be at 4700 Walousing Avenue, Philadelphia, Massachusetts, every Thursday from 10 till about 2:30 doing our free community supermarket. But the best way to reach me is on Instagram at TonePo5.
Oh, you can reach me at Hijabafat9 on Instagram or Hijabafat Clothing.
Awesome. Is there anything else that y'all want to say to the people directly that we didn't get into?
I always need volunteers every Thursday. We serving more and more people. We up to maybe like 300 families every Thursday. So more volunteers we need out there. You can always do something there. You know what I mean? Like pick a bag up, help somebody up the steps with a bag. Just come and help out. This is our community. We got to take our community back. Like, we can't leave it up to no politicians to save our community. Yeah, we voted them in office, but you see what happened every time. So let's take our community back with ourselves. You know what I mean? And let's do it. It ain't gonna happen overnight. Let's do it one day at a time. Let's build, get rid of the egos, and you know what I mean. Let's work.
Facts. Nah, anything?
No, I just feel like he said, just come help. Like any little thing, is just like, I'm at work and I pull up in my work truck and I jump out and I'm like, all right, I'm here. I'm helping at work, helping. So, I mean, I just try to be there as much as I can. Like I said, with them babies at them jails, like, y'all families, like, they need their families. Like, people just leave them there, and it's just sad.
Damn.
Yeah, I really appreciate this platform that you're giving us too, bro.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, like seriously. because most times people be on their high horse. Oh, you ain't coming on my show and this and the third. Like, we ain't even had to twist your arm to get on the show.
Yeah.
Nah.
And it was genuine love from the beginning with that me and you talk. So I really appreciate that, bro.
No,
like,
of course, man. Of course. Like I said, man, we gotta lead by example. We want shit to change. Sometimes you got to be that change. You know what I'm saying? You can't complain about everybody else and then get up there and then do the same thing.
Facts.
We gonna be that change.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all greatly, man. It's been a wonderful night. We ate good, great conversation. Really good. It's always a good job.
I might be your greediest person you had on.
I done had some beasts.
I might be the greediest person you had on
OT the real, he was up this joint.
Listen,
10 paper towels. He went in like it was a eating contest.
I'm trying to be cute.
Did try to keep it straight.
I was gonna fuck her plate up, but I didn't.
Yeah, I always save like a little bite so I could go crazy after the cameras off. I save like this my little joint, my chill little bite.
Chef Q, she did her thing. That's all I can say,
time,
bro.
man.
Really
She gonna nail it every time. But I really appreciate y'all coming through, man. Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth. We got Tone. We got Nadir. It's Cooking Up 215. And we out of here. Let's go.